So welcome to this short webinar on how to cross CBDA certification with confidence. My name is LN Mishra. I'm one of the principal trainers and business analyst at Adaptive US. I'm glad to have Karthik here as well. He's already a CBAP, which is a nice thing, and there is something interesting for anybody who has done CCBA or CBAP in the past. So just wanted to check with you guys, where are you guys joining from? Which part of the world? Some of you could be from India because it suits well for India time. But other than India, anybody else from anywhere? Anastasia, where are you from? You can speak as well. Maybe I can allow everybody to talk so you can. That's a nice thing. So if you have questions, you can ask me as well. So let me make sure that I allow all of you the ability to talk. I think only Keneleway is not connected to audio. That's why it's not giving me permission to allow you to speak. Dennis, where are you from?
From Montreal, Canada.
Okay. It must be very odd time for you. What is the time for you?
Yes. 1:30
Oh, we have
in the
another
morning.
another similar webinar happening a little bit later. You may wish to join that. That will be much more convenient. That's 12 noon Eastern time. Up to you. If you are here, you can be here. No, I'm not saying I'm asking you to drop or anything, but there is a webinar happening at that time as well. Amy Sola, how do you say your name?
Bemisola.
Time, please.
Amy Sola.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm in Australia.
Oh, wow. Australia will work, no worries. Karthik, I believe, is from Bangalore. Is it right, Karthik? I would believe so. Okay. Vinod,
USA.
where are you from? Not hearing you for some
Yes, I'm
reason.
from Bangalore.
Okay, very good. Okay, that's nice to know. Good. So we have people from Australia, we have people from India, we have people from Canada as well. That's pretty nice. Anybody from Europe? Sometimes European folks also join this program.
I'm from Europe.
Oh, wow. Who is that?
Anastasia.
Okay, good. Well, it's a good global crowd. Anyway, let's begin. And let me thank all of you for taking time out and joining us today. And I'm hopeful that I will be able to give you some valuable tips on your CBDA preparation. Uh, as I said before, I am one of the principal trainers at Adaptive US, and I also happen to be the first business analyst in the world to complete all 7 IIBA certifications that I would consider to be a world record at this point in time, although there are a couple of more students and more professionals who have done it as well. I am also probably the first business analyst in the world to get more than 2,000 professionals get IIBA certified, which I will consider again as a world record. I have been part of IIBA standards writing body and the question setting body as well. And I have probably conducted more than 500 trainings on IIBA certifications alone. Okay, so, and let me tell you, those of you who are here today, you are taking a very important step towards making your BA career an awesome BA career. Many of our students, many of them have found amazing results going through the training and getting themselves certified. So have no doubt about it. It's something I always keep telling to our students and professionals. There is nowhere you will find an unbranded product commanding a premium over a branded product. Branded products always command a premium. That's how we pay more money to Apple or BMW or Mercedes, whatever products we want to buy, because these products have actually developed a good brand for themselves. Of course, with the brand comes the promise of quality as well. No, it's just pure brand will not help. If your quality is bad, it's not going to fly through. But a similar product without brand and with brand can be sold at 5 times more. And I'm not joking. I can show you proof. Like say, for example, all of you know about Adaptive and you must be knowing our price points very well. If you go to our website, you will find certain products being sold at $200, $250, $300, $400, $500, or going up to $2,500. But I'll show you a product. Just look at this. This is a product that we sell it at $299. Okay. And this is also sold by a reseller partner, okay, which is a company that has taken the permission to sell our products. Okay. Look at the price point at which they sell, $1,095. Exact same product is sold by us at $300 and they are selling it at $1,100. How come?
Excuse me. I can't see your
Oh,
screen.
sorry.
Yeah,
Then I think
we can't see your screen.
1 second. I made a mistake. Just give me a second. Let me go back to Zoom and screen sharing options. 1 second. Where did it go? Here. So, and let me share the entire screen. That way, you can see the whole thing. One participant, that's okay. But where is the option? Just give me a second. Share. I will share the entire screen. That way it's much easier for me. I don't have to navigate between things. Okay. So I was showing you this particular web page. Okay. You can just simply do a simple search saying Ed2Go ECBA or Ed2Go CBAP, whatever you want to search. Just put the name Ed2Go. Ed2Go is a very prominent online portal for education in the US. And they resell our products. In fact, if I come a little bit down, you will see my name here as well. The same person. Okay, the same person, the same course, but it commands 3 times more price. No. So you can be the same person with the same skills and you get certified and you can command a significant premium. Maybe 30%, maybe 40%, sometimes going up to 100%. Okay, so don't have any doubt in your mind that branding doesn't play a role. And a lot of people actually make a mistake of not putting enough emphasis on getting themselves branded. Other than branding, these courses that we teach will also make you more skilled, more confident at work as well. So branding is one outcome, but not the only outcome. So let's first look at why should you, after all, get ECBAs or CBDA certified, sorry. Because I was looking at ECBA, I talked about ECBA. Also remember, I'm going to give you an option where you can actually get $350 discount on our Ultimate Plus plan. So that will take care of your exam voucher from our side. Something I will tell you at the very end. And I trust all of you know a little bit about IIBA. IIBA is one of the best things that happened to the world of business analysts. It's the largest business analyst association in the world with close to 50,000 members. And it offers multiple certifications. Like Karthik has already done CBAP. Some of you may be considering getting yourself as ECBA, CBA, or CBAP certified. Those are what we call them as core certifications. And it also offers auxiliary certifications, like the focus is on data in CBDA, the focus is on agile analysis in AAC, the focus is on product ownership in CPOA. So essentially, you learn the basics of business analysis using ECBA, CCBA, CBAP, and then you also learn about associated domains, which are very popular in the world. And among the subdomains that I see, I think the 2 domains that are doing extremely well, one is the data subdomain and one is the product owner subdomain. These 2 subdomains are doing extremely well. because our ability to capture data has improved so much over last 30 years. In the beginning, we could capture data only through manual data entry. So obviously, the amount of data that we captured was very, very low. Now, internet, mobile devices, IoT, all these devices have started enabling us to capture humongous amount of data. So that's why companies are looking at how do they leverage data for better decision making, identifying new market opportunities, developing newer products. So many things are happening because of proliferation of data. So here is one tiny pop quiz for you. So what was the average percentage of increase in salary post IIBA certification? Maybe Karthik can tell because Karthik got CBAP certified. So did it help you to get a better salary, Karthik? No,
10%.
10%. That's quite low. Okay. But I have cases where people have got 100%. I can show you on website 100%, 40%, 80%, ranging from anything. And maybe if you are not willing to switch your jobs, which could be the case with some people, usually they don't get a much hike. No, in the same job, in the same company, it's probably hard to get a higher increment. But opportunities, if you get outside the company, typically people get much higher ranges. Anyway, this is a data from IIBA, not from us. Can anybody tell me what percentage is usually observed? 15, 20, 25, 50? Anyone? Make a guess. There's no, Anastasia,
25, 50.
how much did you say? I didn't hear very well.
25.
Maybe you can, yeah, put it in the chat. I'll pick up from there as well. Let me see in Q&A. Okay. Okay. Nobody is able to give a number. Okay. The number is actually 20%. That's the average increase that IIBA has reported. With our students, we see even better results. So we see somewhere between 30 to 40%. In fact, we are working on a product. Maybe we'll launch it in a quarter or two, which is a guaranteed 30% increase in salary. Something like that we are looking at. And obviously, that would require you to get at least 2 certifications done, one in core and one in non-core. That's how we are working on that particular product. And as I said, data is really becoming much more prominent. Companies have a lot of data now. So obviously, they want to analyze data and get better decisions. These are something that I think all of you know. One more benefit of getting CBDA certified is also to use it as your recertification mechanism. Okay. Because the CDUs that you get through this program can be used for recertification of CCBA or CBAP, which is a mandate once in 3 years. So this is a survey again we did with our students. You can see here. So 49% of our students reported a better role, 58% reported higher salary, and 91% reported higher confidence at work. Yes, Denise, tell me, you have raised your hand. Dennis? Or it was by mistake?
Did you change the slides? Because I still see congratulations, that's all.
Oh, 1 second. Others, what do you see? Do you see congratulations slide or you see what our students have achieved?
The same, the congratulations slide.
Oh, okay. Then I think there is some problem in the... Let me do one thing. Let me stop it and reshare it. Maybe that will help. So just give me a second. Let me stop it or go back and go back to screen. Maybe this one is better because... Okay, now what do you see?
No, still the same.
Still the same?
I think you
Sorry.
need to share the screen which has the full screen view. Could you try that maybe?
1 second. It's actually something that I am seeing properly at my end. Okay.
Yeah, it's only the sharing that's need to be on the window you are.
No, I meant my sharing my entire screen. So you should be able to see the screen now. Not yet?
Nope,
No.
still the same.
Still same? Okay, maybe there is. Okay.
Because there's one screen which is a presentation and one screen which is a
Okay, let
PowerPoint
me do
itself.
one thing. Let me stop this share. Okay, and then I think I will share it again. That might help. Just give me a second. Now, do you see a modified screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Maybe
still
I
not in full screen. Yeah.
That's
It's not
okay.
in screen show. Yeah.
You want me to put it in screen share? So
No,
okay
I'm
now?
just letting you know what we're seeing. That's all.
Okay, good.
Now,
This is okay now?
now it's in screenshot.
Now it's
Now it's a
Very
presentation.
good. Very good. Okay. Then let's go down. Again, I will invite you to take 2 minutes time just to find the stories that our students have reported to us. And you can reach out to any of them. All of them are available on LinkedIn. So you can reach out to them, their names, everything is there. Go and talk to them if you would like to get some confidence that what we are telling is nothing created by ourselves. It's all genuine stories. So I keep telling people can fake reviews, people can do lots of things, but they can't fake certifications. No, that's very hard to fake because that's coming from IIBA, and anybody can go and cross-validate if that person is really certified or not. Good. So what are the steps that we need to take to get ourselves CBDA certified? So here is a 6-step approach that I generally recommend to all our students. And the first step is actually very interesting. No, a lot of people say, what is the biggest hurdle to get something done? It is your mental block. If you decide to get something done, it will be done. If you decide not to do something, it will never happen. That's why I always say, start with making up your mind to get yourself certified. And have no doubt in your mind that the certification will pay you at least 5 to 10x return on the time and money that you spend. It's one of the smartest things that you can do to improve your salary, confidence, job opportunities. Everything improves with certification. So this is my first step, as always. So this is what also remember, if you are not getting branded, you are losing a lot of premium. And that premium could be as high as $20,000 per year. Not a small amount. Okay. So this much difference you can make to your home income. And also remember, if you are not learning new things today, you are also making yourself very vulnerable. People who get stuck with one kind of work and they don't learn anything new. No, because organizations are looking at improving their productivity. They are seeing today that a lot of things that we did in the past now can easily be done using AI. So the regular tasks that you performed maybe 10 years back, 5 years back, it may be taken over by AI. So where do you bring in additional value to the company? Okay. Then the second step, I will always say, the easiest thing to get yourself certified is to get trained. And frankly, CBDA does not mandate training. So it's not mandatory for you to take a CBDA training to get CBDA certified. But if you get trained, you can complete the process at least 3 to 6 months in advance. So even if you take $1,000 increment per month, this itself will save you or give you $3,000 to $6,000 benefit. And the cost of training is probably somewhere between $500 to $1,000. I'm not very aware. You can take a look at the website, but it's not definitely not more than $1,500. So you pay $1,500 or less. I think for the weekend courses, it's probably about $699 or something. And then you can complete the certification and aspire for a better role at work or for a better new job as well. And obviously, we are not the only training provider in the world. There are more than 500 providers in the world who offer IIBA certifications, including a large number of universities, colleges, and study groups. There's so many options in front of you. So look at what kind of past success rate this company has, what kind of quality of faculty they deploy, what is the amount of quality and quantity of content that you get, how many questions you get, do you get a success guarantee? So look at all these things, how often they train, what kind of support you can expect post the primary training. So these are things that you should do and make a mental match, or you can do an Excel as well. All of you are data analysts or business analysts, you can do a Excel calculation as well. Then we will look at preparing ourselves smartly for the examination. So how do you prepare smart? So usually what happens is the guidebooks that you get from IIBA are usually very complex. I don't know why, but the language and the amount of text that you will get in the book is very, very high. And of course, IIBA does give you some sample questions, maybe 10, but that's highly inadequate to complete your certification. And often you also may not get any exam assistance post-training. Like sometimes our own students face some difficulty during exam, so we do assist them in getting free receipt. So if something goes wrong, we have an understanding with IIBA. So we request IIBA saying that, okay, can you give a receipt to the student, and the student can get a free receipt. But that's only if there is a technical hitch that happened during the program, not because of lack of your preparation. Then in every framework that you have, including the data analytics framework, there is a domain and there is something called a task. So I'm going to show you all the domains that CBDA has and all the tasks that it has. So we need to understand the purpose of each domain. What is each domain trying to achieve? And what is each task trying to achieve? Is there a flow that we can follow? So in that case, mind maps can be very, very helpful. And we'll try to see what are the key inputs and outputs. And we will also try to learn about various data analytics techniques. So a lot of people ask me, like, what is the difference between statistics and analytics? Statistics is very mathematical. Analytics is very visual. Statistics can also have visuals, not that it cannot have, but the statistics visuals are very complex and technical. Here, our aim is not to create something technically complex which stakeholders can't understand. Rather, our aim is to communicate key findings in a manner that stakeholders can understand the magnitude of the problem, or they can see when things go wrong, those kind of things, and what they should be doing to take action. Say, for example, I will show you probably Google Analytics. All of you know Google Analytics? I would believe so. How many of you have seen Google Analytics anytime?
I am aware, but I didn't see.
You didn't see. Okay. I will show you something. This is something that I almost look at every day because it's important from a company's performance point of view. So you can see a lot of graphs and charts coming up. The popular ones being trend chart. Now you can see here, how are we performing compared to last 28 days? But last 28 days is sometimes a very problematic thing. Like say, for example, if you compare November against December, December will do very well sometimes, because people are kind of ramping down or they want to take training. So usually a year before is actually a good data to look at. So if you see this last year, which is the current year that we are doing, or maybe we can see this year, Jan to this thing. So are we doing worse than last year or better than last year, or almost equal? almost equal, no?
Yeah,
We
almost.
still have, yeah, almost like on couple of parameters we have done a little worse, like active users have come down, some event counts have come down, but key events have gone up, which is a positive sign. So it's a mix of positive and negative. Then we also see how many active users are there. So you can see the pages that you are doing well, the pages that you are not doing well. All this data will come to you in analytics. So I can see here in the last 90 days, which is about a 30-day time frame, the CBAP self-paced learning page is not doing well. So it automatically tells me that I have to go and investigate what is happening with this page, why this page is not doing well. Or we could look at last 60 days performance here, and we can see, okay, on a lot of things we actually have gone down, if you see here. And then we have to do an investigation saying why things have gone down, and which we did. And we figured out that we had one solution which went down for about 15 days. So if some of you may know something called a content delivery network, that CDN system actually failed because the company from where we had took the CDN, that company itself stopped working. So they have filed for bankruptcy. They did not inform us in time. So it took us some time to shift from that system to the new system. So now I think in the last 14 days, if I see here, the performance may be little better now. It's still kind of getting somewhat closer to what we have done. But the CDN has come back, so now the performance would improve over a period of time. So there are so many graphs and charts you can see here, like all users, how many users come back and continue the discussion with you. Yeah? So about week 0, if 100% people come, week 1, only 3.2% people come back to you. No, so which is not a good sign. So ideally, you should be able to pull at least 10% of your previous week visitors to your website next week as well. People should spend time on your website. So this is how you start looking at various aspects, and mostly through visualization in analytics, and then you report it to your management saying, this is what I'm seeing, what do we do? And in fact, if you see here, this time it has not given me any insights, but otherwise sometimes it will give me insights as well, saying on this particular day you did extremely well. Then you can go and find out what did I do on that day, which made the performance so much higher. So this is what you do in analytics, a lot of graphs and charts to indicate what you are seeing as performance issue or solution to a problem. So this is the big diagram in CBDA. So let's spend a few minutes on this diagram and try to understand this diagram. So first domain is called identify research questions. Because when you want to analyze something, first you have to understand what is the business problem that I'm trying to solve. Is it lack of productivity? Is it lack of efficiency? Whatever problem you have, you start looking at this. And then you identify stakeholders who could provide you data and information about that problem. So for example, one of the projects that I worked as a data analyst with a client was to help improve their estimation process. So we were estimating as a company, but our estimations were way off. Like sometimes it could go up to minus 75% plus 200%. That's not an estimation, no. If you estimate 100 and you end up at 25 or you end up at 200, then the estimation is highly unpredictable. We wanted to bring down the estimation to plus minus 20%. That means if I estimate 100, it can be 80 or it can be 120. So I figured out that there are various projects running in the company. So I spoke to these project managers and I started collecting data from them, saying that what kind of problems we are trying to solve, what is the nature of the data, nature of the problem. And then you start saying, okay, currently this is the way we work. And that's why we have the problem. Like say, our work at that point in time was completely guesswork. Like somebody looks at the problem and says, this might take 30 hours. How? We don't know. No, it's just a person's kind of intuition saying that this might take 30 hours to do the task. Then we said this is not a great way, because if you get an experienced manager doing the estimation, they do well because they have gathered that experience over a period of time. But if you get a new project manager, the estimations go really bad. So then we said, okay, can we have a system in which, irrespective of the project manager's experience level, we still should be able to predict things better? So the future state will tell, okay, I want to have a mechanism, a model using which I can actually predict better. Okay, then you start asking questions like what kind of data I would collect. Okay, so then you go and start looking at the second activity, which is to source data. So from where would you get the data? So for me, the project managers were the people who would give me the data. And then you also create something called a data set, which is more like a table. And then you say, okay, this is the kind of data that I'm looking for. And then obviously I go ahead and collect that data and validate that data, because a lot of times you're getting the data from people. The data format may be incorrect. You would have seen a lot of Excels, where the data is incorrect, the date formats are different. One person is maintaining it in one format, the second person is maintaining it in separate second format. So all that has to be cleaned up before we can actually put it for analysis. Then we obviously look at a data analysis, saying how do we actually see this data? So we probably do some regression analysis. There are so many techniques that you can use. And I showed you some simple visualizations. So you could start with visualizations and then go into more complex mathematical model as well. Then obviously, whatever you are seeing, you have to present it back to the stakeholders. They have to see that, okay, this is the data that you got, this is the analysis that you have carried out, and this is what you present to your stakeholders, saying this is what I am seeing as the problem. So for us, the problem was guesstimate by an expert. And often when the expert is not available, we are running into trouble. So what we recommended is, let us develop a model for estimation and then try that model with one project, see how that model is performing. If that model starts performing much better, then we can actually go and talk to other project managers saying, this is something we tried in this project, and you can also try it in your project as well. So you can create a rollout plan saying, if I have 30 different projects, I did it in 2 projects, successful, now I'm going to do it for other projects as well. Then it also has something called a guide company level strategy for analytics, because analytics is a relatively new field. It's not a very old field. So obviously organizations are also trying to understand what to do, how to find talent for analytics. And often what I tell my clients and companies, source talent internally. See, if you try to source talent from outside, they'll be far more expensive. So look at people who already have some understanding of data, those who have been trained in data skills. They can be good data analysts as well, and they will come at a cheaper price compared to what you will source from outside. So that's what we call it as talent strategy. So these are all the tasks that you will learn while going through CBDA process. Then I actually created a very simple project for you. I will share this Excel as well with you. It's not amazing, but I created a very, very sample data that I did with a particular project. And that is what I was trying to tell you, that each of these tasks, the project example that I was taking. So the problem that we started with was large variance in effort estimation. This is the problem that we were trying to address. Okay. Then who are my stakeholders? Project managers, developers, the PMO function. And so this is what was happening. Estimation is the best guess by the developer. Okay. So we wanted the estimation to be derived scientifically based on data. Then the questions were like, what factors affect project effort? What are their relative influence on things? So we said we will use predictive analytics, which is essentially to predict a number to get this done. In our case, predictive analytics was far more helpful because we are trying to predict a number. That is why we chose predictive data analytics. And then we said, okay, plan data collection. So we collected data for about 100 enhancements. These are the tickets that we are working on. Then we said, okay, all this data we will take. We got the data, we verified the data, and then we suggested a regression analysis. And some of this data were actually in categorical data, like which is not a continuous data, which is not a number, but we decided to convert categorical data to continuous data. Is something you'll learn again, what is categorical data, what is continuous data, because it's much easier to analyze continuous data than categorical data. Okay, so we said that, so exploration we did not much, but we got the regression analysis as a model, and we started getting 80% accuracy after we implemented the model. So we wrote it through email, through presentations and all that. And then finally we said, okay, every company, every project in the company can adopt this approach. So I'll send you this Excel as well, which you can use it as a reference for your next data analytics project as well. Then obviously, this is one part of things that I spoke to you, which is more on the practical aspects. But while you want to get CBDA certified, it's a question, no, it's a question answer system. So you have to attempt, say, 85 questions in 2 hours and get at least 75% questions right to get yourself certified. That 75% is a guess by me. It's not something stated by IIBA. But I think if somebody is scoring 75%, they're generally doing quite well. So it's good to have a good set of questions available to you. And you also should do some simulations, which means a test conducted very similar to what you will see in CBDA test. That's what we call it as simulation. And once you complete a test or a simulation, you go back and review where did you go right, where you did not go right, that kind of an activity you carry out. Then obviously we have to apply for the exam. But the good part is there is no application process as such. Primary requirement is to be a member of IIBA so that you get a discount on exam fee. And then, of course, pay the exam fee to IIBA. To give you an idea, if you happen to write the test, if you come with us, you also get a little discount, even on the exam fees. Okay, so that's a plus point of working with Adaptive. We being a premier partner to IIBA, IIBA gives it to us at some discount, and we pass on some discount to you in the process. Then many of you may decide to take the test from home. And I think CBDA is something that you have to take it from home. You can't go to a test center. Only for CBA and CBAP, you can go to a test center. So you have to set up a decent infra at your home to take the test. So what are the infra that you should have? One, you should have 2 Windows-based personal computers, because maybe one system will fail for some reason, so at least you have a backup system. You should have admin access to the computers. No, you should not use your office computer for your test. You should have 2 internet connections. One can always fail. Have an external camera, because the proctor is going to look at your desktop, look at your room. So the external camera can be much more clearer to the proctor. Have some power backup as well. And you should have a clean desk where you are taking the test, and it should be a noise-free room. Nobody should walk in, walk out of that room. If somebody walks in and walks out, maybe the test will get invalidated. And we actually have published quite a nice blog here, which tells you if you're taking the test from home, what are the rules that you should follow. So I've given a ground rule here, and you can actually take a look at this. There are nice rules set here, like wear half shirts, shirts, don't wear full shirts like I'm wearing, not good for exam. You should not have anything on your ear, head. Okay, no smartwatch, no phone. Essentially, you are all alone while taking the test. Okay. Then obviously you have to go and take the test. And this is where, let's remember, the test is always on the published guide. So answer as per the published guide. Usually start with question number 20 or something like that, because what a lot of people say is the initial questions are generally hard. If you find a question a little bit hard, don't spend too much time on that question. So you can always mark the question, like say, mark it as B or C, whatever you like, and mark it for review, that I will come back to this question and move on. There could be few diagrams in the guidebook as well. So pay special attention to the diagrams. Again, remember, when answering, we have to choose the best option, and there can be multiple correct options in a question. Okay. And typically watch out for words like always, only. Most likely these kind of options are wrong. And then you can also use a technique called elimination. So of the 4 choices that is given to you, you may be promptly be able to eliminate 2 options. So the remaining 2 options you focus and you try to answer or choose between the 2 options. And of course, stay cool during the exam. It's natural to feel some nervousness, but it should not overpower you. A little bit about Adaptive US. I will quickly take you through this, and then I will throw it open for questions from you. So what we provide as a company is to give you high quality content on all IIBA certifications, including CBDA, provide you with expert facilitators. Our approach has really worked, because otherwise we wouldn't have got 2000 plus certifications done in just about 8 years' time. And we also are very proud of our support team. They are very flexible and they are quite prompt in giving you replies to your needs. And of course, there are 3 guarantees that we provide on our live master classes and ultimate classes, which is a success guarantee. So if you don't pass, we pay for your retake fees 2 times. Our programs are guaranteed to run, so they don't get cancelled. And of course, even after 2 attempts, if you don't succeed, whatever little money is left with us, that will be paid back to you. So other than the IIB fees that we have paid, the remaining money goes back to you. So in case you are not successful, we earn $0. That's how we pride ourselves, that only when a student succeeds, then we earn, else we don't earn. So few other things I have written here. I think this is something you can see it on our website as well. So we have something called a fortnightly tutorial hours as well, which is available to you 6 months post-training. So you have ample time to come ask questions, get your doubts cleared during this Q&A hours. Then we also introduced something called a data analytics bootcamp that goes beyond CBDA. So in that we teach tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, and SQL. We also help you with your resume review and interview preparation as well. So this is also something that comes as part of our data analytics bootcamp. So this is something like CBDA Plus. So plenty of reviews on internet, you can study about them. So these are the faculty members that you will see. We have 2 more faculty members who have joined last year. I have not updated it. One is Olivia Hampton and one is Bindu Chanabirappa. Bindu happens to be the director for IIBA Europe. And Olivia is also a chapter leader for, I think, the Florida chapter. So all our trainers have at least 20 plus years of experience as a business analyst and trainer. Otherwise, we don't employ anybody in the organization. Okay. So I think right now it's probably running at 699 or 749. You can check. And this is what usually our competition will charge. Again, there's a small question bank that you can try and get some ideas. So I think you can go to thinkific.adaptiveus.com. There is a free review or preview section for you for CBDA as well. Oh, this is not right. I think I haven't got the coupon code, but there is something interesting for you. You can get $350 off on Ultimate Plus plan. Okay, so that will take care of your exam fees. Okay, so this is not right. Actually, there is no offer like this now. So this is something available, but this is only, I think it's a flash sale which get announced today. I think maybe in few hours it will get announced. I'm just giving you a hint. But if you are keen, I can always ask one of my team members to write to you. So if you are part of our mailing list, you will probably get a mail on the flash sales very, very soon. And that will give you $350 off. Okay, so that's about it. Then good. So I think this is probably a little old slide. Now we are actually 2050, but I'll at least put it as 2000 plus, because that's not going to change very, very soon. Now the floor is open to all of you. You guys can ask me any question that you have in your mind. Yes, Lavanya.
Thank you for a very interesting webinar that was really helpful. So I have a question now. My experience has been mostly in biomedical research when it comes to data analytics. In the last 5 to 6 years, I've transitioned to more business-related projects. I've been a product manager for a mobile app, and now I have just completed one project as an instructional designer. So learning and development is really where I want to explore and work in that space. I'm already certified in business analysis from PMI. I have a PMI, PBA, PMP, ACP.
Very good.
So
Very
the thing is, my question is, will doing the CDBA help me to apply my data analysis skills that I've learned in medical research to the business domain? So that's first is learning. And the second is, will it give me the recognition that corporates would look for?
It does. I think if you already have done medical research work and you have done analytics, here we talk a little bit more on business side. We don't get into scientific research, but since you already have done fair bit of research, I would believe medical field is very data intensive. You will not find this hard to understand. It will not be hard. And usually CBDA is pretty well recognized globally. It's doing quite well in terms of number of people taking up CBDA, getting themselves certified. It's one of the very popular certifications around the world. And IIBA as such is known quite well in US, Canada, India, UAE, Australia, barring UK. UK is still a BCS market, British Computer Society, but barring UK, IIBA is pretty much prominent in all remaining parts of the world.
Yeah, because I realized that, as I was looking at learning and development, the field, there are a lot of my project management and business analysis skills would really, work well in that domain. So,
Very
and
good.
now since data is so useful and really like it's what we all run on, I thought that doing this would really kind of complete my profile.
Definitely, definitely. And I also treat every certification as a learning process. And in spite of, even if I have worked for 27, 28 years, whenever I take up a new certification, I learn a lot of new things because every domain is somewhat different. They have similarities, but they have differences as well. Okay. So I have a question from Anastasia saying, does Mac work? It works, but sometimes I hear from people that Mac machines can create trouble. Especially Mac has a lot more security. So what you can do is there is a test process that you have to run through with IIBA exam provider. I think now it's called ETS or something. Earlier it was called PSI. I think it's now called ETS. ETS testing, ETS testing. This one, ETS TOEFL. This is the company that used to run ets.org. It's called Educational Testing Services. So this is the company that has taken over PSI. So you have to go and look for a link which will test your system. Okay. So somewhere here, I also have not spent some time here. Preparation, free sample test. Maybe you can try this free sample test from your computer and see if it is working or not. No, then you can make sure that this will work. But I think for time being, I think PSI online should be still the better bet. Because they have been taken over, but I think the entity still remains. I don't think they have shut down. Yeah. So PSI exams here, you can come here and you can say, I am a test taker. Okay. And then find a PSI test. So you can actually find where you want to take the test. Then telephone number, prepare for your test today. Proctoring test centers, test center. Like if you go to center, what you will see, online proctoring testing. Proctoring testing, test center, proctoring guides. There is one. Here is this system requirements. So this is something that they will say that you need to have a secure browser. So they have given some instructions here. Okay. Then Ubuntu, RAM, disk storage, and all that. Systems not supported. Most tablets are not supported. Okay. Only Surface Pro is supported. And this is the link that I was saying. System compatibility check. So you have to run this test at your end to see if we recommend using run compatibility check. So allow something, it'll say microphone. So you can say entire screen share. It'll do a test for myself. So I'm giving you this link as well. So please check your system compatibility using this link. Okay, I'm going to give it to you in the Q&A or chat. I can also do. Where do I put a chat option here? For me, it's a little hard. Here. I think I should be able to chat to all of you. See if you got a link at your end.
Nope.
In the
No.
chat? Not yet.
No.
Okay, everyone, I should say. Okay, sorry. I put it. Now, do you see a chat message coming up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So please take a note of that chat link. So before you go for the exam, at least 1 week prior, maybe now also you can do a system check to see if your system is compatible for taking the CBDA test. Most systems will be. It's not something amazing, but it's still good to do a safe check before we go for the exam. And we don't want to have a technical hiccup while going for the exam. No? Good. Any other question from anybody else?
So I've just checked your website.
Mm-hmm.
There's a session coming on Sunday. So
Yes.
there's no, I can't see how much time does it take, how much, I don't see any details on the length of the course, how much time does it take to go through the test and things like that.
No. Go to one link I will give you called adaptiveus.com/calendar. There's a link I will give you as well. Okay. I will ping you on the chat as well.
So I see this page.
You see the page? Okay.
Yes.
So go to CBDA.
Yes.
Go to CBDA. Let me change this CBDA thing. Okay. And suppose if you see here, view dates. So it starts on February 23rd. There is a session on March 2nd, March 9th, and March 16th. So it will be 4 weekend sessions. After this, you will take typically about 2 months of preparation to complete your certification. So around mid-May, you can go for the certification.
Okay, so it's 3 months, something like that.
Yeah. Three usually takes 3 months. No, because unless you are putting in all the effort. See, if you want to put a lot of effort in 1 month, you can do. Not that you can't do, but people are mostly working, no? They have other work as well. So we typically recommend a 3 months time frame.
I'm not working now, and
Then
I'm trying to change my career. So
then you can do it by end March or mid-April. Even by mid-April, you should be able to get certified. Should not be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I did some preparation for the CBAP, but it's been some time. I didn't take the exam yet.
Okay. CBAP is much harder. CBAP is much harder. If you're looking at a quick win, CBDA is a relatively better quick win. CBAP will take.
So CDBA is a quick win. It's much easier to get it. I was thinking of going for the CDBA first and then go back to the CBAP.
Not a problem. That's a good plan. No issues. Okay.
Some pre-requirements first to be able, because of the CBAP, you need to get the experience first to be.
For CBDA, there is no requirement. There is no prerequisite. For CBAP, it is there. Okay.
And it's based on the Babok, the new Babok?
No. It has a different guide. It has a different guidebook for data analytics.
I'm already a member of IIBA.
You can download the guidebook from IIBA. You can download the IIBA guide. Just that the IIBA guide is a little bit more comprehensive and complex. So we simplified it to a much simpler guidebook at our end. Okay. Anybody else with any other question? We have just last couple of minutes. All good? Okay. Thank you.
So as soon as I click on the link, I get access to it, and we start. That's all. There's nothing else.
No. You can get access to the resources very quickly. Maybe it takes 5 minutes. And the live classes will happen as per the schedule.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us today. And it's always a pleasure to meet new BAs, even older BAs as well. Like I see some of my old students here. And I wish all of you good luck with your certification preparations, with your career enhancement programs. And stay tuned. We will be coming up with many new products this year as well, as I was telling you before. And if you have any further questions, my email ID is very simple. It's just LN, 2 letters, @adaptiveus.com. You can write to me as well. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.